Hi everybody, it's Julie and I'm back with another segment of the Spring Blossom Junk Journal start to done, and we are going to work on the mini junk journal and see what we can get done here. We finally have some scraps that we can add into our little junk journal. And let me move the mini iPad because it's definitely in my way. Okay, so let's see. We have a stack of items that we can use here. And I wanted to get one of the pieces of the hanky into this book. And so, let's see. I think this will be a good place because there's no blue next to it. I mean, there's pink here and no blue. So we're going to put one of those little flips, just a little flip. And I'm just going to use the ATG gun because that's how I roll with this particular project. And we're going to go ahead and just attach it here. And I went ahead and I'm letting it hang down. And that way we'll see it from the front and we'll have that interest from the front as well. So let's see. Let's go ahead and we can work on the cover. And I'm going to go ahead and open this like this to work on the cover so it's a little more flat. And we have doily. And you know, I've tried this in a number of places and it just seems to want to be here on the cover. So I'm going to put it on the cover. We're going to let the glue work its way down. And put some on, and then I like to put it in the big spots, and then we're going to go around this spot here. We had rain yesterday. Yay! Not big, huge amounts, just a beautiful light rain, and we had a gorgeous rainbow. Actually, we had that one, and then a little while later, we had a double rainbow. I did not get good pictures of the double rainbow. We were enjoying it. My husband and I, we call it the saloon, or the dance hall. We have a building that he made many, many years ago out of garage doors. It has a wooden floor. There's actually a little wooden stove in it. And so it's all covered, and it's open, but it's covered, and it blocks the wind because the wind for us mostly comes from the west, the southwest. And so we were sitting out there just enjoying it. And I took pictures. I did get pictures of it, of the rainbows. Took a really cool picture of the rainbow in our biggest radio antenna. We are amateur radio operators and have, you know, gigantic antenna on our house. We do not have a tower. Okay, that's a lie. We have 3 towers sitting in the back in the backyard. We do not have one up. However, he did take a piece of one of the Eiffel Towers, one of the towers, and for my 50th birthday, he put it on top of the little covered patio cover in our garden area where he used to have what he called the swimming box. It was actually a pool that he made. Yes, my husband is MacGyver. He can make anything out of anything. Pretty amazing. Anyway, he made me an Eiffel Tower, put lights on it, out of one of the radio towers that he had. And I love it. It's, you know, every once in a while he'll go out and turn the lights on it. And it's just really neat, really special. And it does look like the Eiffel Tower. Okay, so anyway, so I took pictures of the rainbows. I'm going ahead and I've got a piece of the wrapping paper. It's the one where I use the buckets of flowers. I used it for something in the big book. And so here I've just taken the words les fleurs, and I put it on the front. Les fleurs. That R. Okay. And then go ahead and put it across here. And let's see, we have this little rose. And I think if I set this right, I can even leave the tulle on it and give it some interest. And I wonder, do we have any pieces of lace left? We have the big piece of lace that I can cut a little piece of lace off of. Okay, so found this in the other box. Went, oh, we need to use that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put the piece down. Okay, and then I'm gonna put some hot glue on this very carefully because it is tulle and it will go through. And then I'm gonna have it come over to the edge. There, I like that. So that is going to be our cover. And again, I would have sewn this if I was sewing. If I was sewing things in this, I would probably have sewn it around the heart and done some kind of creative stitching around the outside of the book as well. Okay. Okay, so after taking that off, we have this little flower bucket. And, you know, we don't want to leave no flower buckets behind. So, go ahead and take, and I'm doing my fussy ripping. Okay, I have glue on my finger. Got it off. Okay, so I have put this little label inside this packaging. It had nothing on it. Told you we'd come back and do something to it. So I think we'll just go ahead and I would like to use that, but I want to be able to put it right back in there. So all these places I'm using the ATG gun, you could glue, and I probably normally would, but I want things to be able to go where they need to go because otherwise I forget where they went, and I don't want to get people that are actually following along with all these videos to get this, to make this. I don't want to get them confused. So I went ahead and like I said, I just added that on there, and I love it. I think that is really pretty. And maybe we'll come back and do something to the back, and maybe not. Okay, it looks like we have an eyelash. Got it. Okay, so next we have this piece of the tulle with the daisies that we had used to put a pocket in the front. And we are going to go ahead and we have a page here that would like something. And so I thought I would go ahead and come across This one's more thought out, and that's because I had, the last video was so long, it took so long to upload that I did my little bit of chores and came back in here and just started working on the next, what I was going to do for the next video. So, okay, so I want this flower to actually come up off the top, and then we'll be able to see it. It'll give us just a little bit of decoration there. I like that. I like that the blue gingham is coming up there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and come across the top of this page with some ATG. This stuff I would probably do with the ATG gun just because I've been having real decent success. We'll come up just a little bit off the top, and we're going to make just this little flip. Okay, so that'll be there. You can still write under it. We'll come back and put another piece. So we're doing an ATG tool sandwich. And come back with this green paper, and I went ahead and trimmed it off, and then I think we'll add this yellow. Let's see, how are we going to do that? There we go. And rub it off. And we'll save this. It's got some glue on it. And I have a pile of scraps here. I thought I had a longer or thicker pink, but I don't see it. So we'll take this pink, and I think we're going to just put it right there, and that way we will have used it. I don't know if you all saw my junk journal that I made for the Dollar Tree Junk Journal Challenge, and when I made that one, I ended up with hardly any pieces left. Hardly anything left. Again, that one was kind of like having a kit. I had only my items that I had purchased with my $15 that I had purchased at Dollar Tree. That's all I could use. And this is kind of coming along, and gonna be like that. We'll have used all the items. Okay. And I do find this to actually be quite a bit harder to do this. I'm gonna go ahead and we'll make a funny little pocket. Maybe. I'm making it. I don't know if it'll go here or if maybe it'll go somewhere else. Look, it looks like the flower is is in this little pot. I'm gonna put it there because, yeah, it looks like the flower is in the little pot. And that was not on purpose. This was on purpose. I wanted the little flower to go up off the top. But this other flower, that was not on purpose. Okay, so there we have our little tool piece. And okay, so we have, this is the bottom of the tag that I had cut off. And go ahead and we have think we'll rip it. I was planning to cut it, but I kind of like that it has more color in this part. And I'm gonna go ahead and try and capture some of that color. Because that's where we are. We kind of need color. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and put this on here. Go ahead and we're kind of going to decoupage it on. We're going to put a layer of glue down. Then, we need to go down a little further. I've got to hurry because this dries fast. Okay, so look at your picture and make sure you're upside right, because I was almost going to put my picture on with my house upside down. Okay, then we can go and rub it and hopefully get all the glue off of it. Isn't that amazing? This is amazing that this glue does this. So we have this adorable little tag that we could put right in there. We never did get anything for over here. Could go there. It's so cute. I really like this tag. I think maybe it should go here. Can't see it though. You know what? There we go. That way we'll see it. Okay, so yeah, I like it there. We're going to put it there because then we can actually see it. And I'm going to go ahead and cut a little hole out of it. So I just punched a little hole using my crocodile, the small side of the crocodile. And I'm going to find, I have, okay, where did that go? Oh, here it is. So if we do blue, because it's little, so I'm going to go with the blue. It's kind of cool once you get to the point where you have scraps. So this is a piece of a scrap of the material, and then you can just wait. I just remembered it's supposed, this little scrap here, I was saving it. I was saving it for the little tassel for this to be the blue. We have this piece of blue, but I really like this blue. So we'll just cut the piece off and then we'll make our tie out of what's left. Okay. So we'll just put these pieces up here. So I remember I want to do the tassel before we move too much further along, because we're getting low over there on ribbons and things to use. And I know I have a couple more tags that need material or ribbon for their ties. And this is tying much better. Okay, so I tied it right there, right there. There's that. And then I totally forgot that we had the pink bling. So I'm just going to stick a pink bling down here so that we've used it. We used some pink bling. Yay! Okay, now we have this little hole here also, as we're right here, that needs something. And so let's see, what do we got? Okay, and I'm going to cut this in half. Okay, remember, you don't always have to use things as they are. And I pretty much do not use things as they are, as we get them. I do not use them like that. I turn them into something different. My mode of operation. Okay. I think this one can have a double knot just because they're pointing down. I don't want them pointing down. I don't mind if they're pointing off the corner, but don't want them pointing down. Okay, so there we have added this. We've got this little guy going on in here. We've got this here, and so, and we've done the cover. We do have this, the little daisy also. We're going to go ahead and cut it down. And I'm going to put it on the inside of the front cover. Actually, we'll put it on this white page, on this page here. Okay, and you're probably going, well, why would you do that instead of the cover? Well, it had a different look to it than having it on the cover. This gives it a different dimension. Boy, this is getting to be a chunky book. And of course, you know, you can take some of the items out and have yours not be as chunky. I'm going to cut 2 of these off, and I'm going to use them on something else, I think. Okay, so now we need something here. Oh, we can go all the way from the top to the bottom and put this green. And this green is from the card that we use, that we put the little girl postcard on in the regular size junk journal. Okay. And there. Okay, now turn this over. Cut it from this side. Okay, and I have taken this panel little note piece and stuck it in the front cover here. Okay, I don't remember if I did this on the last video, but I put one of these pieces here with a piece of the yellow. Okay, so next we need something for here, and I think we'll put the daffodils on this, and we want them to be kind of up so that we actually see them. Okay, so this is the little coin envelope that came in the kit. Of course, everything I'm using came in the kit and went in some shape or form. Some of these material pieces came from what I used to make the cover, and they're the scrap pieces. We have the wallpaper pieces. This one here, the daffodil, is I had saved 3 of the squares to be used in here in this little book in a variety of ways, 1 of each color. And so the daffodils is from one of those squares, and I just fussy cut around it. You saw me do that in one of the other videos. And so there we have that, and then we can go ahead and just put some of this pink across it to give us some of the pink color, and use up another piece of scrap. So you could either, if you want it to be horizontal, you could do that, or you can put it across. And I'm going to put it across because that's what I looked at and saw and liked. Okay. And I'm going to start it at the edge, and it might go off a little bit, and that's okay because I'll just come back with my scissors and clean it up. Okay. And then I think we're getting down to the nitty gritty, or the end of the little pieces of washi tape. So the washi tape was also part of the kit, and that's how much we have left of the color one. There we go. And next we have, let's see, okay, so we have that. Okay, so we have this here. Now, I'm wondering if we can do like a pretty waterfall of, yeah, I think that's what we'll do. So we're going to go ahead and first we'll put this piece of lace in. And I think we'll make it so it comes down a little bit off, just a little bit off the edge, so you still see the blue under it also. See this? I like that. If you don't like that, just go ahead and move it up further. It's all good. Okay, so then I wanted to, I think I want this on the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and put a line across here and across here. And then we'll just attach it. And we'll save this. This does two things. It kind of frames it, which I really like, and then it also makes it heavy so that you can actually lift it up. Now I think we'll go ahead and put some paper under here. And we still have some yellow paper. And if we go ahead and fold this, okay, fold it, and let's cut it. Let's cut this for, look. Cut this first. Okay, a little bit more. It'll kind of be secret. It'll be under here, and we'll know it. It'll kind of be a secret. Okay. So go ahead and yeah. Okay. there's that. Go ahead and put some ATG across the top. And we're going to go both ways. Make sure that you're on the wrong side when you're adding your ATG. Okay. Come up, and I'm going to go all the way to the top. Okay. And I move just a little bit. There. Okay. Straighten this out. Guess we should put all these up there. Okay, so there. We have this. Okay, we probably want to put something across. And I don't want to cover the... Ah, look what we got. Look what we've got. We have some blue rickrack. I think we'll use the blue rickrack. And again, this is something I would sew on. The other thing is I usually put my books together, almost totally together, before I bind them. Now I'll tell you what, it makes it you think you're having a hard time binding now. And I have several people that are nursing very sore fingers from their binding experience. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend it until you get used to the awkwardness of the way that you have to hold the book when you're binding. It's just awkward. It just... Okay. So there we have our little flip. Okay. So let's pull some of this out of the way. And go ahead and the next thing I want to do is put the sequins. So you got actually, whoa. We're going to do 2 blue. Okay, so you got sequins in your in the kit that are little flowers, and we're just going to attach them to the... Sure we are. Sure we are. Put them in a needle, maybe. Wow, I haven't had this much trouble threading a needle in a while. There we go. Okay. And you can just go ahead, and one of them I'm going to tie so that it is right at the edge because I have the extra string. And I'm going to double knot it. So I'm going to hold the flower where I want it to be and pull the thread. Okay. So there we go. You might knot it one more time if you're at all worried about it. If you want to, you can put a second. You can put something else. You can put a bead or something on this. And then I'm going to come over here, and this one is going to end up shorter. Go ahead and grab my put the needle. Okay. This is, I should have left the needle. Well, no, I wouldn't have been able to. Okay. And double knot it. Okay, so there we have our little sequins in the center of our thingy. Our thingy. You can also, if you want to, tie one of the hearts. So we have, oh, not that one, because that's, you remember the one that has the thing, the bead stuck in it? Yeah. I still haven't got the bead out. Okay, so you can go ahead and tie on one of the eyelets, turning it into like a bead. I've chosen the yellow heart one, and I'm going to go ahead and tie it up at the top. Okay, and then I'm going to get the string to go back through and out. I don't know that that'll make any difference or anything, but there we go. So now we have just a little thread hanging off the bottom there. Okay, so okay, so the one more thing so far, I mean, there may be more things for that little guy, but we wanted to make sure that we got this thing is the, and make sure that you're keeping, let's see, we got 18, like almost a yard. You want to keep a yard of this white. I'm going to go ahead, mine will be a little, less than a yard of the white that I've got still, and that's going to be our closure. Okay, so we want to use your little washer. So you have the big washer. Now we've got out the little washer, and I'm just checking to see what ribbons I have. This one already is cut out. I forgot to use the big ribbon in my tassel. I know some of you, I saw your pictures and you did use it, so that's fine, because that's about how much would have been in the big one if I'd remembered that I had it. Okay. So I'm just kind of sticking them on top of each other. I like to have the smaller ones on top, the smaller being by width. I have a piece of the material in here, and I have this sheer. Okay. And they are a variety of lengths. And I guess I should have measured. They are approximately 4.5 to 6 inches long. And what they are really is what I have left of the pink after I've used it on a couple of things. And okay, and then I had just where is it? I have a small piece of the blue wire. I'm just going to go ahead and use it. Okay. And then come back and pull pieces. You can add one of your beads to this, or just leave it as it is. And I think we've used all the paper clips. So I'm just going to grab a paper clip. Now, I think that that is too wide, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it, but I'm cutting it just up to the wire. Maybe. Okay. That gives us a little tiny tassel. And you can cut any of the ribbons in here that you want into smaller pieces. Okay, you can put knots in. I'm not going to this time. I'm just going to go ahead and cut the white. And I'm going to cut the pink at an angle. Okay. There we go. You know what? Okay, so let's open it, and I can't believe how much stuff is still here to use. That's quite a kit I put together. Okay, so we're going to go in and cut a hole for the... I'm going to cut it right on the edge. I'm going to go down about, what is it, about 1/4 inch. Okay. I used the small one. We could put an eyelet here, and it might actually be a good idea to put an eyelet. Okay, but if you don't have an eyelet left, you can just do this, and that will give you... But we should have an eyelet left, so let's backtrack a little. But the thing is that happens because we put it on the edge. If you're going to use an eyelet, come in a little bit. I'm not going to use an eyelet, so there we go. I'm just going to hang mine off the edge like that. And these are the little beads that we made in one of our videos. Kind of like it with the bead. So just push it, let it hang down in front. And like we did on the big one, you could also go ahead and add the little flower. I'm going to do that. No, I'm not, because I want to use these on the cover. So you can, if you want to, go ahead and add the rose like we did on the big tassel. We added this little rose. I am not going to, like I said, I'm not going to, because I am going to use these roses on the flower basket on the cover. So there we go. This is what I've got so far for our little mini junk journal, and we might be back to do a little more on that. So I'm not going to do its reveal quite yet. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you're following along, I'd love to hear about it. Put it in the comments below, and also please share it in the Facebook group Scrap All About It with Dearjuliejulie. And we'd love to hear from you, and we love to see pictures. Find something to celebrate every day. Don't forget to subscribe, and have an amazing day. Bye.